All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3 from the night. This is XLNC Shoutcasting. I'm Jake Kelton. This is Wraith, who's not over there because he's hanging out with me tonight, which is totally awesome. We shoutcast custom games that you guys get to play in. You can see the link below, blah, 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 blah. Well, let's talk about this game because we're going to have all the mid laners banned away. We got Lemur, we got Reeves, we got Cat, we got Nyong Nyong, which basically for Nyong Nyong means you need to ban every champion in the game to prevent him from taking it mid.
Except for the normal.
Except for meta champions. Don't ban meta. He did play Orianna that one game a while ago. He said that in that game there were too many pots and diamonds and he actually had to go legit and he went Orianna mid. But Zoe already banned away, and then of course against Reeves you always ban the Anivia, though Reeves' ban list is about a mile long. As LeBlanc, the last ban from Team Kimochi, which is the feeling.
Yes, indeed.
The feeling of stacking up those MVPs, that's what I'm saying.
Alright, so thank heaven that the Zoe's banned away. That's such a real cancer. Now the real question, Jake.
Yes?
Is Reeves going to play Vigar again?
I doubt that he's going to play the mid lane inting Vigar 0 and 18, but destroyer of 7 turrets, if I believe the last count was. We'll see if that goes down again. We do have several people that can play mid lane, so I highly doubt that's going to happen. However, he's got 1 second to pick his champion before it locks in, and it is going to be Jin! Okay, so hold on. We got to back this up here, right? So Reeves is a mid laner who decided that there was bias against bottom lane ADCs on Wraith's MVPs and honorable mentions, so decides to start playing bottom lane ADC. Doesn't do great. He does okay, but doesn't do great the first time or two that he plays it. Then plays Sivir last week and decimates the game with it to the point that he does earn MVP for ADC. And now picking up your judgmental Jin.
Yeah,
He is pouring all the salt on you right now.
he's trying really hard, like, to get the MVP. But Jin is so right now. Like, he's picked in LCS. Basically, the LCS will pick Jin whenever they can get away with picking Jin, because he's so good for long range engage and CC. But as a DPS late game carry, he is garbage right now. Like, they buffed him a little bit, but he gets out carried by literally everyone, and it makes me depressed. However, well, what? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Maybe Reeves is picking up
Jin for somebody
else because he's hovering the smite. If he takes jungle Jin, I might just like throw my chair and walk out of the room.
No. It's gonna be Jack's jungle. He's gonna trade with Strayed, and Sion is gonna be the top laner. Probably will take teleport. We'll see. Could be trading it around. Vitrolian picking up the Teemo for the top lane. Probably going to be trading it with Teemo the Scout. Would make a lot of sense. Lemur also picking up Ashe for the bottom lane ADC route. Could keep it, or more than likely could also trade with Salik, who's played ADC quite a bit before. We'll have to see how that goes down as we get into the second ban phase, and it's going to be more mid laners banned against Lord Reeves. See, I could see that happening. Lord Reeves picked for somebody else, and he's going to see how many mid laners get banned against him, and then picks the one that isn't banned against him to play that. As top laners banned away from Team Kimochi, taking the Poppy away, probably going to pick another mid laner. Yep, there's the Orianna. Ooh,
yeah,
love it when I call it.
It looks like Lemur is taking Ashe ADC, so we're going to be seeing Reeves and Lemur squaring off in the ADC role. Definitely going to be interesting. Catnator hovering the Scion with heal rather than teleport or exhaust.
So the Talia, I wondered for a second why there was a Rakan there as they already had a Thresh, but Cag fancy picking up the Talia for the mid laner, whoever it is, on Team Skorched, and it is... Okay, so we'll have to see if trades come around, but Vigar was picked up as the jungle for Kimochi, And Riven picked up, most likely for the top lane, which means it could be something wacky. I'm not even going to worry about it right now.
Jungle is the pick. Yeah, Lord Reeves is Jack's jungle, always. I knew it. So Catinator on the Jhin. Okay. Nong on
Cleaning it up.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And Zach for the final pick for Team Skorched, which I actually love that pick for their team composition. And of course, Teemo the Scout gets his Teemo! Fadelol does not get the...
Wait, what?
No, last game.
Wait, no, Reeves traded back.
I think he's just messing. I don't think that's going to stay.
I hope so.
I really don't think that's going to stay. But, the Shaco last game, Fadelol was not able to pick up, but Teemo gets his Teemo after all. So,
Reeves just traded off of Smite? Is he gonna change back? He better do it.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna
be? 1.
Jungle.
GG.
Vigor support.
GG.
Well, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
It's always a second load before the game gets underway. But...
Oh, that was close.
And Kirby Fest Teemo, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you hanging out. And I know that you're playing in the game, so no worries if you can't stick around for the chat or the stream at the same time as you play the game. But let's roll through the champions and their players real fast. Take it away for Team Kimochi.
For Team Kimochi, we've got a ridiculously stacked roster. We've got Lord Reeves on Jackson, the jungle, Strayed on Scion, top Catinator on Jhin in the ADC role, Nong on Riven top, and Vigar on Vigar in the mid lane.
Over to Team Skorched. We've got Vitrillion taking the Thresh bottom lane support role. Lemur with the Ashe ADC route. Team of the Scout, confident last week, didn't get his Teemo. Confident this week, we'll see if the Teemo does in the top lane. Cag Fancy with the Taliyah in the mid, and Salik, not Kaldoran, I'm always going to say that just because it's so fun, on the Zac in the jungle. All right, let's trade it up a little bit. You talk for just a minute about Team Kimochi, because I want to talk about Skorched and why I love this composition so much.
Okay, actually, I misspoke. Scion is going to be support, most likely. Overall, the composition's a little bit weird, to be honest. You've got a lot of duelists and fighters. Mm-hmm. Basically, this is kind of a pick composition revolving around Jin's long-range CC, Scion's ultimate, and you've got like side lane dueling potential. You got maybe a 1-3-1 type composition. Jackson a side lane, Riven in a side lane, Jhin, Scion, Vigar mid.
Yeah, it's a Vigar support, Scion mid. That's why he's taking barrier.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, well I've seen it before, and I think I agree with the chat.
Why would you take barrier though?
Because he's going to get bursted down very quickly. He's a squishy bottom lane, and against either a Thresh or an Ashe, just general poke or hook, taking barrier keeps him alive a little bit longer. Basically, all Vigar's going to be doing is slowing and throwing down his snare, or harassment, really, and throwing down his snare. We'll see. I may be wrong about it. We may be wrong about it, but...
Scion's the better pick for support.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Scorched... What I love about this lane, or this team overall as a whole, is Taliyah roam in the mid lane is very powerful. In addition to the fact that Zac's stretching strike is so massively ranged, they have huge engage potential. Include that with Ashe's ultimate. If you line up these CCs, Ashe can ult from a screen away, lock someone down long enough for Zac to then stretching strike in. Taliyah can roam in to wall them off. Lost the slingshot. Sorry, stretching strike is where he slams two together. Yes. The Frugal World, which I think I was just talking to you. We need to draw up designs for the flailing banner guy skin for Zac.
So you know those funny straw men type things that wave around out in front of car dealerships and
car
stuff?
Dealership.
We were talking this weekend that Zac needs a skin like that so that when he's walking around, he's just, whoa! And the arms are flapping and waving around behind him.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, the skin needs to happen.
It would be. I'll draw up some designs, send them in to Riot. Once I get hired by Riot, then I'll make sure that it happens. And it will be our stream's Zac skin, which will be fantastic. But so the engage from Team Skorched, I am a big fan of. I think that if they line up those CCs well, they're going to do great. The issue is that Ashe is not really a huge CC, and as you talked about, the fighters coming out from Team Kimochi, if they can get close enough to the enemy, they're going to have the CC from the Riven, the CC from the Jax, the CC from the Scion ult, the CC from the Jin Snare and his slows on his ult. I mean, they have seriously stacked CC when in close quarters, and nearly all of them are AoE. Vigar's Circle of Stun, Jax's AoE, Riven's AoE. They have a lot of AoE CC, and I think with all of that combined, the teamfight power is just going to be way too strong from Kimochi if they get into that 5v5 situation.
Absolutely, Jake. Now, rearrange these things really quick, and we're going to see if there are going to be any invades. We know Lord Reeves is absolutely notorious for calling invades, so I'm expecting blue side to just bum rush to the side. Now, let's see who has the early game advantage. Riven with Broken Wings is a very strong level 1 duelist. Jax, if he starts stun, does give CC, but it does look like they're just going to go straight for... Are they going to go in? They might. No, they're just camping a brush. Cag Fancy getting a little bit of damage down onto Strayed, but nothing to speak of, and nobody's going nowhere.
Looks like they're just going to play it safe, get some vision down. There was the initial ward place that Team Skorched was able to see, so they know that there's some vision from Kimochi on their blue side. But I don't think anything too crazy is going to happen. So lanes to watch for me would be where these junglers go. Both have incredible engage, both the Jax being able to jump in, land his CC, the Zac able to stretching strike from a huge distance away. Huge potential for getting a lane steamrolling. And I think that Team Skorched's Teemo needs to play very, very safe in that top lane because a Jax Riven combined power could easily be able to get that Riven snowballing and just shove Teemo completely out of lane.
I must say, I'm definitely preferring the Vigar in the mid lane over the Scion. While Scion mid lane is meta right now, Vigar...
the Vigar actually wisely threw out the Q. Still going to get a double flay as Lemur's going to get a little bit of poke damage. Katnir is really deep. Exhaust is down, but remember, Vigar doesn't have Exhaust. Lemur forces the flash out of the Jhin, and now Sex with Vigar going to take a lot of damage. Vet might be able to kill him. Slows onto Katnir as well. Ashe having to back out, and it looks like no kills will go down, but a lot of summoners burn from both sides. ADC's completely burned all... spells.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jhin did not have the flash backup because in that situation he would have been able to kill Lemur with that from that HP. Now, as I was saying, I much would have preferred the Vigar in the mid lane because his mechanic is all about getting CS and building up AP for late game. He doesn't bring a ton besides this big AoE stun to the bottom lane, and damage-wise, he really needs to be hitting minions and getting some damage up. Otherwise, he's not going to be nearly as useful late game as he could be.
Yeah, so 7 farm to the 14 by the Ashe. He is slowly pushing it in as Katnir tries to sneak a couple with those long-range shots. But the engage in that bottom lane still heavily on Skorched's side, both from a standpoint of the hooks from Vet, the Flay, as well as we saw earlier into it. I like the initial engage. It was just unfortunate that they didn't land any actual kills on Kimochi. And Vigar didn't actually flash either. He kind of saved a lot of his spells, which was really good because he was put quite low. Instead was just smartly saving him. Talia being a little harassed out in the mid lane, Scion being up in farm there. Teemo in the top lane, double the farm of the Riven, forcing her underneath the turret. So doing some nice harassment on his side as well. And looks like the Unraveled Earth just going to slow Scion's eventual assault onto the turret.
Yeah, bot lane, that early game engage really playing out nicely and drawing jungle pressure down to the bot side, but the bottom lane sniffing it out, pulling back. not allowing Zac the ability to get on. And it looks like Lord Reeves is going to cross Zac's path really quick. And if he had wanted to, he really could have taken that 1v1, having vision on everybody on the map. But decides not to, perhaps wisely so.
Yeah, one of the nice things with the Jax, especially into a Zac, is the ability with his stun, because it's AoE, to go ahead and charge that after you pop the Zac passive. And as those little blobs start to come together, you can stun all of them and do a ton of damage. And depending on what level it is, late game, you may be able to even clear all of them and finish off Zac before they're able to recombine and bring him back up. So it's pretty powerful if you place it just right and time it really just right. Need more Ari skins, yes. Oh, Vet maybe going down here, tries to get the hook, but not going to be enough. Lord Reeves on the gank. Lemur should go down here as well. No summoners to speak of. Going to try to get the last shot onto Cat Air. Ooh! Just in time, finishes it, trading a 2-for-1 in the bottom lane. So didn't end empty-handed, but still nice timing from the Jax coming in before the summoners were back up for Lemur, as well as Vitrillion just being caught out a little bit too far forward. And had the flash, probably decided that it wasn't worth it, considering that he got just bursted so low.
Yeah, I was about to say, Vigar unfortunately started pushing the wave, and if he really just left it like this, it would freeze out of its own accord and give Jin a substantial lane advantage. As it is, it might still freeze, but it was going to freeze out on its own. So, wave control is one of my favorite things. So.
Yeah. Oh, he just missed it. Very close, but not too bad for the Jin. He just needs to be safe when he's 1v2 now to not get caught out by Vitrillion. However, Lemur with that kill, now level 4, which is, I think, paired up. It is just, Vitrillion just ticked 4 as well, so now it is all 4 in the bottom lane. So no level 6 of to speak of. Junglers, level 5. Lord Reeves is actually level 4, but it should be level 5 fairly soon. And it is the solo laners that are starting to tick those ultimates. We talked about the roam potential from the Taliyah on the Kag Fancy, harassing straight out of lane, which means there's potential for Taliyah to go somewhere.
Yeah, not liking the early game lethality from Jin. They picked that in the LCS primarily. Oh wow, I thought that hook was gonna hit. Primarily for the early game damage, and the fact that it's a lot easier to build and get an early game advantage out of it. However, it's really not cost effective, especially if the game goes late. If you can end before about 25 to 30 minutes, it's the most cost effective thing you can get. However, for the most part, I find it to be more advantageous to pick up an IE or an Essence Reaver. Essence Reaver if you're losing lane, IE if you're winning.
Top lane Teemo is really kind of starting to show his stuff. 64 farm to the 40. Oh, Lemur did not have to flash. Nicely played Lantern by Vitrillion, kept him into safety. But yeah, Teemo just harassing Nong away from minions. That's basically how the top lane has gone. And should be able to just continue to make that even stronger. I like the pickup of the Ninja Tabby just for that extra armor against all the auto attacks that Riven's going to put out.
Riven, once again, every time she goes up for CS, Teemo right up in her face, getting more and more damage down. Good to see. What?
Whoa! Catnator going deep. Lemur's not quite dead yet. Sidesteps the last shot from Catnator, and Vigar picks it up in the top lane. Nong gets the damage down. We missed most of that fight, and we can actually go back. I forgot, because we are fancy free here. And let's go ahead and check this out. Whoop! Oh no, this is way back. Okay, so in the top lane, I'm going back a little, just a hair more. Jeez.
You can hit back.
We don't normally do this, guys.
Seconds.
Backspace does 15 seconds? Okay.
Does.
So let's just watch this bottom lane here initially, and then we'll see what happens. So Vigar flashes away from the turret because he was taking turret aggro. Catnair flashes forward, the heal forced out from Lemur, and then he sidesteps the last shot there from the Jin, and Vigar, I think, picks it up just with a Q. And then Zac comes in. Or no, sorry, that's Taliyah. Sorry, flies in with the ultimate. Cleans up Catnator. Vigar very low. Vitrillion should be able to finish getting him down with the help of Kag Fancy. Zach coming in from the side, but I don't think he's going to make it in to be a part of the fun. Okay, you talk about... Whoop. Oh, no one's killed him just yet. Such a normal speed. There we go. And then let's see what happened in the top lane.
Nong takes 6. I'm guessing Timo takes tower aggro. And just here in a second, Nong comes forward, stuns. Yeah, it's the tower. That's what I expected.
With the ultimate from Nong, nice flash from Timo to try to reposition, throws down the mushroom as well, avoids the ult from Nong, but he just flashes in to get the last auto with his, not Broken Wings, because that's the Q. I'm trying to remember the name of the ultimate. Wind Slash, thank you. I didn't need the Wind Slash, but with that extra AD that gets powered up when the ultimate has been activated, just auto attacks down the rest of Timo. So it picks up the first kill in the top lane, and of course everything gets messed up when I do that, which is why I very rarely do that. Here we go.
Alright, so Nong managing to pull back a little bit of that advantage from the Timo. Still down a substantial amount of CS, but the kill's probably going to even out that gold a little bit. In the mid lane, Sion, a decent 20 CS lead up over that Taliyah, but I really don't think Sion scales all that well with AP, so...
Yeah, interesting choice. Usually you see more of that straight tank or slight bruiser route. Zach charging up in the mid lane, tries to get in, not going to land the stretching strikes, and Sion's going to be able to walk to safety.
Yeah, with this build right now, Catinator needs to be pressuring. He needs to be winning this lane because lethality, the laning phase, is the strongest point of that build. That's why I almost always go crit early, because unless you guarantee you're going to win the lane, get more kills, and snowball your lead, unless you can guarantee that, then it's a disadvantageous build.
Oh, the Salik stunned underneath the turret. Going to take a lot of damage. Nong fairly unaffected by that. Jax, in the meantime, picking up that Infernal for Kimochi is going to be a big deal as the game continues to scale further. Nice hook onto Veigar. He's going to be picked up. And Vitrillion actually gets credit for that kill as Timo. Maybe you're going to try to avoid going underneath the turret this time around.
Agreed. Let's see, is Timo, he's still managing to space very well, and Strayed looking like he might get the solo kill down onto the mid lane Taliyah.
Oh!
That was almost really cool.
The heal
and Lord Reeves!
Gonna be plenty to finish off the Taliyah. Nice positioning. Timo the Scout on the run, but that's one mushroom Nong's hit. Doesn't even need to hit the others. Now Lord Reeves on the run from Salik, but I don't think going to be too worried. There are pings from the rest of the team. Jin goes ahead and starts the ultimate, slowing Salik down. Vet and Lemur here as well. Fourth shot, just going to miss. Nice little move. Fifth shot, also going to miss.
Yeah,
as you like to call it.
Yeah, everyone forgets about that one. I've gotten so many kills off of that. They're like, ha, dodge the fourth shot, or survive the fourth shot.
Let me stand here and recall.
W comes in, dead.
So 5 kills to 4. Small advantages for Kimochi across the board, but game far from over yet. Timo is still 20 farm and growing in the top lane. In the bottom lane, about 10 farm over for the Ashe. Is the jungle. Jackson the lead, huge. Oh, double stun there from Lord Reeves. Lemur taking a lot of damage. Flay backwards. However, he should be able to jump to an ally and live just fine. Nice snare from Veigar, slowing Vitrillion's escape, as well as Jin looking for the snare. Already used it, so they are going to back off. Vitrillion about half health. And Lemur, ult just going to fly to nowhere. Flay backwards, but the ult from Veigar going to clean up the Thresh. Cag Fancy in here, having ulted down here. Rode the wall, but only to his own doom, as Veigar should be able to pick that up just with an auto. And nice positioning there from both the Vigar and Reeves, who stuck around for it, is going to grant them 2 extra kills over to Kimochi's side, as in the top lane, Teemo just runs right back through his shrooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, however, Nong Nong's, whatever that thing is
Catinator may be in trouble. Nice little slam to the minions. Let's bounce, not going to land. As Catinator, still goes down. Lemur with a nice placed volley, going to pick that one up, and now Vigar on the run. Easily killed away. Sion ganking the top lane. Can't be disabled by no mushrooms. He is a warrior lord, and Riven gets credit for that kill in the top lane.
Actually, he's a Hex Tech-like mechanic right now.
He was a warrior.
They laid him off.
Now he's a walking furnace.
Yeah. Lord Reeves versus Red Buff. It was close, but Reeves comes out on top.
If he was Graves, one would say there was no cigar.
Anyway, completely ignoring that. Anyway, let's see.
Yeah, Cag Fancy dived a little hard, Doomdozer. A little hard in the bottom lane. 1v3. I think he thought Jax was gone, but not going to be the case this time around. So 2k gold lead for Team Kimochi. Looks like everyone is really still playing kind of that solo queue mentality and mode. Skorched bottom lane struggling, but Ashe has now picked up 3 kills. Jhin, quite a bunch of assists. Vigar becoming a little bit of a bottom lane AP carry in the top lane. Teemo trying to rush in to save his poor Zac, and it looks like he's going to push Nong Nong off the Zac. Passive is down, though, for the next team fight. Something to keep your eyes on up there.
Yeah. I'm really... Okay, Ashe has picked up Essence Reaver now, so going less the early DPS route and more on toward the multiple ult. However, in the mid lane, we're still seeing a substantial CS lead for Strayed on the Scion. Still, not totally convinced of Scion as an AP mage. Nong Nong popping the sweeping lens, clearing out some of the mushrooms. Now the question is, will Teemo manage to be able to 1v1 Nong Nong at this point? Looks like about an even trade, a little bit better with, or a little bit in Teemo's favor with the poison coming through.
Well, Rift Herald picked up by Jack, securing both neutral objectives so far in the game. Let's check really quick. It is another Infernal Drake coming up, which would be even more powerful in Kimochi's hands. Zac up there trying to stall a little bit on that Riven push in the bottom lane. That's the Lantern down, hook onto both of them, actually. A really nice flay. Pushes Vigar back underneath the turret. Lemur should be able to pick that one up despite the Baron. The flash from Vigar puts himself in a good position, but it's a kill treated for a kill. The Vigar ultimate just too strong.
Counterplay!
And now the Jhin able to push the Thresh backwards. May be able to get a kill here from the last shot. Grenade not quite going to land. Rift Herald slams down the mid turret, slams down the second tier turret as well, putting it to about half health before falling. Thresh able to survive in the bottom lane despite being super low health. The Jhin ult did just go on cooldown. Actually, let's go back and watch that
used
again.
It, but he missed.
And I want to see. Oh, so it just went wide on a bunch of those shots.
Yeah, it's more difficult to hit than you think.
I've played Jhin, unfortunately. It is quite annoying. Kadir still chasing in. Could try to W down Vitrillion, but Scion is here. That's all he needed, was to keep Vitrillion from backing. Catinator still gets credit for the kill, thanks to the Scion slow, and that's going to be bot lane turret. And this game has been blown open, wide open by Kimochi.
Yep. And the Infernal Drake takedown is going to be so important. No one uses Infernal Drake better than Jhin because of his percentage AD ratios, and Cag Fancy gonna take down Catinator for a quick kill.
Nice Weaver's Wall puts him in good position to be able to pick up that kill, and now chasing in onto the second Infernal Draked up team. The Unstoppable Zac not going to catch anyone, but Lord Reeves out of position, slowed down, can't escape. Scion ultimate comes in, but Lemur's tanky enough to handle that. However, Salak may be going down to the undead Scion, chasing in, just trying to auto people down. Vigar around the corner could try to get a kill, but underneath the turret, the blind down onto Nong Nong. Will it be enough? Maw of Morales has been popped. That's not even Maw. Oh yeah, it is. Repositioning there once again. Goes in. One more auto attack. Waits out the blind. And the Devil Teemo dragged back to hell.
Nong smartly recalling in the proper place right there, knowing that at any moment he could step on a shroom.
The shrooms all around. In this case, not too close and able to back safely away as reposition everybody around. But good play from Kag Fancy going to the bottom lane, picking up 2 kills for Team Skorched, even though they lost the top lane Teemo. And the turret, I don't think will be that far to follow. It's extremely low health. I think Nong thought he was going to be able to auto it to finish it off before cleaning up Teemo. However, the blind, just enough stun onto the Ashe, pulls him in nice with the Thresh Lantern, Dark Passage, and Veigar going to fall as Lemur kills and cleans that one up.
Just a lazy overextension by Veigar there.
Is it overextension or is it a good bait by the Veigar? Ashe ult just gonna whiff by. However, Catenator does get a little slowed. Scion ultimate not gonna happen just yet. Knock up onto Salak. Uses the stopwatch, extremely low health. Doesn't wait out before the passive. There's a Scion ultimate straight into a rock wall. Kag Fancy trying to get what damage he can down. Strayed across the wall, still gets finished off. Jhin ultimate gonna clean up the Ashe in the top lane. 1v1, the blind not gonna last long enough once again. Catenator tries to clean up. Kag uses the heal, keep himself alive for the moment. Lord Reeves gets the stun, but Vet doing a good job of tanking and CCing the enemy. Now, can he do enough to get 2 more kills for Kag Fancy? Taking a little more harass, and it looks like Kimochi's gonna pull off of that one.
Mm-hmm. About an even trade on that particular one. It's technically a 1-for-2 in the long run, but of course Teemo went down in the top lane, so across the board an even trade of kills.
Yeah, and it's huge that this Riven is now 4-0 in the top lane. Getting huge, has picked up Maw, and that seems to be more than enough to handle the Teemo's damage this early into the game. And is just going to continue to pressure that top lane turret because a lot of the rest of the fights are either going in Kimochi's favor or going even. Uh-huh. And so just continues to stack up even stronger. Farm is about even between the two, but those kills are just going to lead to better things for the Riven.
And more importantly, Infernal Drakes. You've got 2 of them on to the side of Kimochi. And that's just incredibly potent on this team. Jax loves Infernal Drake. Scion, especially... What the... Okay, then.
Kag Fancy almost immediately executed in the mid lane. Zac kidnapping 2, pulls him underneath the turret. That's going to be about it. Nice shield from Straight. Going to easily block that one up. Nong going to be slowed down, but not too worried. As the Ashe ult comes in, it stops the Scion, not fast enough. Still gets the sun down onto Salak. However, flashes forward. Scion ultimate, stopping Teemo from continuing the chase. However, Ashe here for the slows. Will it be enough? Broken Wings gets Riven out for the moment. And the ult from Veigar just going to clean up the Teemo. Support Veigar 5, 5, and 3 in the bottom lane. Hook lands onto the Veigar, but Jax here should be able to clean this up hugely in Kimochi's favor. The Zac passive has been popped. Ashe has already fallen. Talia 1v1ing the Jhin goes down in the bottom lane. And this game is completely Kimochi favored.
That is a wipe across the board. Everyone going down for the side of who is it? Of Skorched. Sorry, I haven't been saying that very much.
No, you're I mean, honestly, because the whole game's been about Kimochi's plays.
Now the question is, will Kimochi manage to be able to trade aggro enough to take down this Baron? Nong versus the Baron. Is he going to be able to lift? Reeves takes the aggro now. The dodge is up. Strayed tanking damage. Reeves smites early. Is he going to be able to do it? One more auto. Is he going to get it? Executed!
The execution! And now,
humanity!
Teemo, I'm sorry, your mushroom is not fast enough to chase down Catenator. He's going to be able to escape that one. And good ward placement sees the rest of Scorched as they come out of the base.
Boosted!
This game looking yikes. Doomdozer, at least yikes for Team Scorched, as they're going to get burned across the map. Veigar, however, in a spot of trouble. Exhaust slows him down enough for the hook as well. And it looks like he's still going to trade on to Teemo because he's Veigar, and that's what Veigar does, is Q ult people and win trades.
Okay, then.
It's a
All
Luden's...
right.
Okay, Luden's Echo, double needlessly large rod.
And Nong's just gonna kill Lemur.
Oh, nice flash. Could grab the lantern as well. In the meantime, Nong has been slowed. The rest of Skorched gonna get out of the Jin ultimate range. The Teemo Shroom, is it going to spell the death? Weaver's Wall, not going to be enough. But the Ash stun, that's going to clean that one up. Now Jack's coming in looking for the Ash. Jumps in, however, flayed backwards. Lemur trying to position well, but Scion has teleported to the back line. Going to get the cleanup on that kill. Kag Fancy, nice little knock up to the side. However, Straight's ultimate going to slow them down. They're not able to escape. Lord Reeves, very low health, but doesn't even matter. Vitrillion, no mana, going to be cleaned up. And Scion chases down the Talia. Catinator thrown back, but isn't going to be enough. But the Teemo blind comes in, cleans up one, getting to get out of range of the Scion Q. Gets that one, throws down a mushroom. If Lord Reeves blind walks into this one, maybe enough. The poison ticks away, and Lord Reeves,
oh, Triumph! Do not auto attack the True! Oh no!
Teemo Mushroom sneaks his way into a kill there. 3 and 7.
Teemo, all chat calculated.
Absolutely calculated. Ooh, that got me stressing, guys. My heart's pumping too quick. Veigar pushes the bottom lane out. Still massively favored Kimochi. Oh, Thresh here. Barrier up from the Veigar. Cannot get the stun down. I don't think I've seen Vitrillion ult in a while, but that is going to be the kill once again on the overpushed Veigar.
Yeah, and he flashed forward for that. It's curious. Interesting.
If I used both the needlessly large rods and just slap my opponent with them hard enough, I might be able to still get this kill.
Well, you're Veigar, so that's definitely a possibility.
As long as you're smacking R, yeah. You could easily kill at least
if
one.
If the needlessly large rods are bound to your R key.
How about this, Veigar? Perhaps don't overpush until your ult's off cooldown. Then you can guarantee a 1-for-1 kill. Until then, just keep it slow and don't over ult. So bottom lane, Ocean Drake gonna be picked up once again. Third Drake going over to Kimochi, and that is going to continue to stack up their power. Baron is live, Kimochi with eyes on it, but so is Skorched, trying to get some wards and vision down. Now, nice thing about Zac is that he is pretty good about stealing, being able to blast cone himself over the wall, try to smite, and then hop his way back to safety, a little hop over the wall. But in this case, I mean, it's still a thing you can do with Zac. That's you can slingshot across the wall of Baron without ever actually going into it, right? I think that's still a thing. That you can smite Baron just jumping around the back of it. Veigar DC, so we should see a pause coming out. Oh, he's already back, so never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. I was about to say something very... Oh, yeah. So, looking at Jin's build right now, you've got Essence Reaver and Yumu's. That's definitely okay. However, going for an Infinity Edge afterward is... While it's a lot of AD and Jin likes AD, usually you want to top on a little bit of attack speed to make use of his kiting passive. Nong taking a little bit of damage from the thing. Now, the question is, will Lord Reeves manage to be able to take this out? And with Jin's fourth shot help, it looks like he will be able to. But, yes, he does manage to smite it down.
Yeah, if Team Skorched had had vision on that, there would have been an excellent opportunity to jump in when only 2 members were on it, both fairly low health, before Jin arrived. However, having that ward be blinded by the control ward from Kimochi was just really painful and hurt them in the end, as they weren't able to rotate to the Baron fast enough.
What was that Baron call, Reeves? Alright. So, looking around, and it looks like Veigar just going to one-shot Vitrillion and then get caught out himself here in a second. The question is, will Lemur have enough damage? And Salek, yeah, he's dead.
The main thing on this Veigar, I think, for Team Skorched is not to burn too many ults killing him, because you need to save those ults for other team fights. Sure, it's really good to get the kill, but you don't need to burn 3 ults to get it. 2 turrets go down, though, with the Veigar distraction, as it is now meta for the Veigar distraction. Yeah. And thank you for that.
At the moment, we've got Kag Fancy. Look at, he's under pressure right now from the Jin ultimate. There's no vision on him, but if one of these ults connects with the lethality, it's gonna kill. Unfortunately, none of them managed to hit, and Catinator is forced to back off. They're going to try and force a little bit onto this tower as Jax is pushing into the side lane right now. Catinator landing a force shot onto Teemo the Scout. Trillion coming forward, and with Teemo in tow is not going to find the flay, so Jhin gets away. Still managing to keep a little bit of the Baron buff down, and with Strayed to support him. The flash hook not going to hit from Trillion, so that's a summoner blown from him, unfortunately. However, had that engage gone through, it would have been a dead Jhin and possibly a dead Strayed following up. Right now, Catinator still trading just a little bit onto this Talia and almost managing to get himself a kill. Lemur's ultimate is not quite up yet, and Nong Nong manages to zone them away, keeping his Jhin alive. Right now, Veigar once again returning to his natural domain in the bottom lane. Probably shouldn't be there with the Jax, who just wants to split push, and should rather be in the mid lane with supporting his ADC. However, aside from that, there's still good pressure across all lanes right now, and forcing the Talia ultimate to be burned in defense of this tower. Catinator managing to move back and forth. Good movement to dodge the Talia damage, and he's going to ult, but it looks like...
Yeah, ult started. Cat Fancy brought to quarter health, but not going to be enough. Veigar comes in. This turret may be gone as the Thresh is just wiped from the map. Teemo trying to hold the top lane against the Scion, but mid lane inhibitor already gone as well, and that's going to be Kimochi cleaning up too, as well as the turret and inhibitor moving towards the top lane. Flash from Teemo, but the return flash from the blinded Riven doesn't even matter. Throws out the win, and oh, I can't even talk right now. I'm sorry, guys. Ashe goes down. Scion cleaning that one up with the charge. Unstoppable. The bottom lane inhibitor gone as well, cleaning up all inhibitors. Kimochi on a roll. 1, 2, 3. Moving on to the Nexus turrets. They still have the Baron buff. I think it actually just left, but it's going to be plenty enough. The Flay from the Thresh flays them backwards instead of into the fountain, and that's going to be this Nexus turret going down. Everyone stands on the edge of the fountain. Who's going to die first? It's the Reeves, of course. Doesn't even get dead. Helps the kill onto the Veigar before the Nexus gets exploded, and Team Skorched is going to lose after the, about, what would you say, 15-minute mark when Kimochi just absolutely took over the game. Woo.
Oh yeah, Lemur, no AP Twitch this time.
No AP Twitch. No mid lane Veigar either from Reeves. Very clean game. Clap, clap. There we go.
All right, so let's take a quick look at MVPs and mentions and shoutouts once the client loads. Eventually, it'll happen. We have faith.
We have faith. They will eventually load in at some point in time in the future. 3 Dragons and Baron that game. Yes, the and Rift Herald as well. I think some of them were known, but regardless, it was still. Are you just following the circle around? Oh, we're still in game mode. We should be in end game. There we go. I was like, why are we on the wrong page? But still a good game overall, and I gotta say that the Veigar bottom lane was really interesting. Portal jump, that's cool too. I like that. So, did you need the mouse for MVPs and honorable mentions? Okay. Then let me just come up here and go down. Okay.
I just want to look at advanced details at the moment.
What? Hillside Boys, him and his sister are, or her, I really don't, not actually sure, but them and their sister are masters. That is awesome. We have had one masters play before, and it is fantastic. We'd love to have you guys on. That would be really, really cool. One of the great things is, if you do any videos or you put anything on YouTube, all these videos will be on YouTube, and you can clip any highlight positions that you do, highlight plays that you do, share them with your friends. Part of the reason why we do this is so that people that aren't in the pro scene still get their games casted and have the opportunity to kind of show off some of their skill sets. And especially as masters, that is going to be super, super, super exciting. So
right.
Tuesday next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's roll through honorable mentions and MVPs.
All right. So we are going to be looking at Team Skorched first for MVPs and honorable mentions. So I'm going to give honorable mention. I'm going to say over to Cag Fancy. While he didn't get a lane advantage, he did manage to use his ultimate in a couple of decent ways to roam in the early game, and used it creatively in toward the late game in order to prevent towers going down to stuff engages. So a good, very creative use of that ultimate and a decent amount of DPS out of the champion is enough, despite being put in a losing situation in the lane and keeping up his CS with Strayed, ending up tied despite being down 20 or 10 for most of the game. That's enough to earn him the honorable mention. Lemur getting the MVP in the bottom lane. The cheese in the early game, don't know who called that, but that really swayed the lane in their favor. And despite getting camped a little bit in the bot side, Lemur still managing to pick up a good amount of DPS and kills, getting himself and netting himself some good items and decent positioning in lane, allowing him to pump out the maximum amount of damage, giving himself overall. And I know Reeves is going to say, you gave an ADC MVP. Yeah, well, he deserved it. Okay.
Well, and one of the things I would comment for Lemur is if you watch the game, targeting was a really big thing in that game. Ashe doesn't have a crazy long range, and really, well, right, but I mean, in just the team fights, being able to select the target wisely, slowing different people down, using your Q to its highest efficiency, really good just target selection from Lemur. And I would even venture to say the Vitrillion, 2, 8, and 9 died a bunch, but that 9 shows there were several times the CC and tanking that he did to get that advantage for Lemur was really, really strong. And so the two of them work together, and I would say that Lemur definitely deserves it for that target selection.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and let's see. MVPs, honorable mentions, and shoutouts for Kimochi. I'm going to give honorable mention over to Reeves for his objective control and shot calling. Doing a decent job of picking up all of the both Infernal Drakes for a team like this,
and Rift Herald,
and I almost want to take it away because he got executed by Baron like a boosted noob. Anyway, no, but he really does deserve it. Objective control, always good from Reeves. You can count on him for that. While his damage numbers, not the highest, remember this game is about objectives and not about kills and damage, despite the fact that killing your enemy is always fun, especially in custom games. Managing to get his team both a gold and DPS advantage through all of those objectives and the gold from the extra turrets. MVP, though, probably giving it to Nong Nong for his performance in top lane. To be honest, he was under so much pressure from Teemo the Scout in the early game, but managing to take advantage of a split second where Teemo mispositioned under the turret, giving him just enough damage to eke out the all-in and turn that lane completely on his head, turn what was the strongest point in the game into a snowballing weak point in the game. All right.
I don't know if I fully agree with that, and I actually want to throw it kind of to the chat a little bit, because as much as I dislike the username, I would say that the
not
Vigar,
giving it to Vigar, no.
Support for the pressure drawn, for the kill potential.
No, because I get what you mean, that he did end up getting a ton of kills, but I can't just give it to him for kills.
No, not for the kills, but for the pressure. The fact that he could, in almost any situation where he had his ult up, he nearly always died 1-for-1. He never just straight up died and gave over, other than, I think, one time. So pretty much every time he died 1-for-1. But he required more than one person to kill him. So he always drew bottom lane pressure, 1, 2, 3 members of the enemy team, which gave Nong Nong the opportunity to free push top lane all the way to inhibitor, because he never had to deal with anyone other than Teemo sometimes.
He did get ganked a decent amount. And the thing is that good split pushing is knowing when to back off. Yes,
this is true.
Yes, he did draw pressure, but he always died.
Okay. So what we'll say is a huge shout out to Vigar for playing a completely non-meta champ in the bottom lane and doing decently. I agree completely. He should never have pushed past River without vision, without wards, and then still dying 1-for-1 is not the most desired positioning. But it did assist other lanes with certain things. But I agree. We'll do a big shout out for that. I have a clip if you want to watch it against Shipter for a preview next week. That is pretty darn awesome, Hillside Boys.
Yeah.
Feel free, if you join the Discord, there's a memes and media page that you could definitely post that on. I would love to watch that both now, and I might just use it as kind of an intro for next week. So that'd be awesome. Only shout out, I got MVP last week. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody on Kimochi did a good job playing. However, I do think that Nong Nong and Lord Reeves played just a cut above, but everybody down the line played excellently, so it's difficult to say.
And if you guys, if any point, anytime tonight that you found a specific moment that you thought was hilarious or awesome, feel free to let me know or clip it from the video. These whole videos are going to be on YouTube, and I'm probably going to clip at least the 4 that I have myself and put kind of together a mini highlight reel for this week, Tuesday. But it was just fun. This is the last game of the night, as it is our 3rd game. It is past midnight. Thank you all for coming out. It was a huge turnout tonight. I know that not everyone was live, but so many people came out, and even for a short period of time supported the stream, which is fantastic. Hope you guys come out and play next week as well. And again, the more people that we can get involved, the more likely that people will be playing in your level. So we can either have like a Silver's Gold game or a Plat Diamond game. I mean, we've got some Masters that are wanting to play next week, which is super